In Outlander, the fabled Jacobite gold was long sought after, but those who came into contact with it always met horrific fates, supporting the theory that it was cursed. Warning: says spoilers about Outlander books ahead. Outlander Season 7, Episode 3 dealt with the aftermath of the Fraser's Ridge fire, while also examining Mrs. Bug's mysterious treasure. Unfortunately, her death provided additional proof of the curse associated with the Jacobite money. The Jacobite money, sometimes known as the Frenchman's gold, first appeared in Outlander Season 5 when it was divided in 3 ways to help Jocasta and Hector Cameron after they arrived in America. Even though Bonnie Prince Charlie spent the most of Outlander Season 2 pleading for money and supplies in France, it was ineffective for the Jacobite cause because it could not get to Scotland in time for the revolt of 1945. The Jacobite gold had a long history of causing issues, as evidenced by Jamie's request in the letter to Brianna to have the gold sanctified by a priest and Roger's statements that it was thought to be cursed. Even so, even though it wasn't directly related to Mrs. Bug, she died in Outlander Season 7, Episode 3. Throughout the course of Outlander, there were intermittent discussions about the Frenchman's wealth, and frequently, individuals lost their lives in an effort to keep it a secret. Bernina was assassinated because she thought her husband was entitled to the Jacobite riches, but this season, it's also likely to lead to more trouble for someone else. Archbug made a point of portraying his theft from Hector Cameron's tomb as following orders to share with the rest of the clan, even though Jamie thought the Bugs were thieves after discovering the Frenchman's treasure buried in his home in Outlander Season 7, Episode 3. However, Mrs. Bug's motivation for going back to get the gold was more out of a sense of entitlement after years of dedicated service to the Frasers. Because Mrs. Bug attempted to shoot Jamie, she was finally sentenced, although Mrs. Bug's motivations made her more like the other people who died in an effort to obtain the Jacobite gold than Archbug. Rob Cameron abducted Jemmy in 1980 after realizing that by threatening the Mackenzies, he could have discovered the fabled Jacobite wealth, according to the book An Echo in the Bone. The information Jamie and Claire left in their letters to Brianna in Outlander Season 7 would probably paint a bullseye on Jemmy's back. Roger's time travel to the past and the constant threats to the Mackenzies were all part of Cameron's elaborate scheme to get Jemmy to reveal the location of the hidden facility. The idea that the Jacobite gold may be cursed is strengthened by Cameron's willingness to put Jemmy in danger without considering the consequences to him. This was done to demonstrate the gold's existence. Although Jamie and Claire traveled to France in Season 2 of Outlander to distance themselves from the impending Scottish uprising, Bonnie Prince Charlie's continued presence there served to promote Scottish independence by attracting funding and supporters. Even though the funds arrived in Scotland too late, many Scots still thought the clans should have profited from the Jacobite treasure, especially in light of how terribly the Battle of Culloden ended for many. Even though Jamie concealed it for Jemmy, the Frenchman's gold was passed through numerous hands in Outlander, preventing it from serving its intended purpose. For this reason, Archbug's dedication to share it with his fellow Scots is praiseworthy.